Welcome back to Besaid. We are a lot stronger now than when we left Besaid the very first time. Our three main characters, Titus, Yuna and Wakka, have quite high stats. The Titus is at max strength, Wakka almost, and Yuna not too far behind. They also have really high defense and magic defense, and the other stats are not as high. I haven't really spent time to max them out yet. The main issue for the upcoming fight might be accuracy. I will be a little bit low on that regard. I haven't really taken the time to gain any accuracy spheres whatsoever. But I suspect that we will be able to do fine anyway. Dark Valefor, while being definitely a very tough boss, is one of the easier ones. While we're here, let's have a chat with this guy.
What are you up to out here?
Watching for fiends. We Crusaders must protect the village. Even if we cannot defeat Sin, we do what we can.
Leave Sin to us. We'll think of something.
Then you should pray before you go. All who leave the island pray for safe passage over there. Gata always refused, though.
Well then, I will too.
Eh?
Who needs hokey old superstitions? I won't pray, and I'll beat Sin all the same.
Well, I guess you have the spirit. Good luck.
All the scenes involving Luzu are of course different if you made the choice to have Gata live, basically. Luzu would be the one dead and you get to see Gata in all these places instead. Now, as we try to approach Besaid, we'll get stopped. I mentioned this before, but, well, looks like we need to fight the easiest monsters in the game before we can move forward. Truly we are champions. Actually, that's not too bad, because now that reminded me I need to change my overdrive mode. We no longer want Victor. In fact, we could use Comrade instead, because I believe we're going to take a lot of damage. Right. So we want to go home to Besaid? Nothing bad, right? Well, sadly.
Infidel! Prepare to charge!
All the new people that summon the Dark Aeons are all using reused models and reused lines and voice lines and so on. Anyway, Dark Valefor, that's it. Now we have to fight him. As you can see, we have quite a lot of turns before we can actually fight him. The real question is, will we be able to actually hit him? Well, we did it. How about Yuna? Yeah, she can as well. And Wakka missed the whole things. I do want to steal though, so I'm gonna mug. Couldn't steal anything. Does she have anything to steal at all? X potion. That's great. The overdrive meter is getting dangerously close. I might want to have to play this safe, so I'm gonna wait for his turn. Luckily that didn't really do much. Okay, how about we get in another quick hit? And another. At this point on, the overdrive is coming up. This one we do not want to get hit by. Let's just normal summon actually. How about we just summon our Valefor? And shield. This is one of the main benefits of bringing in Yuna. The Aeons being able to block these crazy strong attacks are really useful. Fighting Dark Valefor, if you don't manage to kill him ahead of time, generally Energy Blast is the main thing you have to watch out for. And even with Shield, I took 12,000 damage, which completely killed Valefor. Now with this overdrive down, I'm pretty sure we can just kill him. In fact, I know we can kill him. If we do an attack reels, he will die. You can see he's already looking injured. He is low enough that we can just kill him. So you know what? Why not? Waka, show us your stuff. Say goodnight, birdie. There aren't many bosses in the game that can survive 1.2 million damage in one overdrive like that. And Dark Valefor is not one of them. We got Dark Matter, which is nice.
Stay away from the summoner! You're a bad man!
We got to reuse those lines from the very beginning of the game. Now, for a good thing. And we can finally get back to Besaid Village. We haven't been able to go back there in a long time. Hey, look, it's the dog. Ended up giving us Valor for a second overdrive. They have 3 slotted armor, which is actually kind of useful, like, because the difference in a 3 slotted armor and a 4 slotted armor is quite a lot of different money-wise. Like to go around and talk a little bit to people. Like, we have of course killed Sin now, but we've technically also traveled back in time to not having killed Sin. The main thing to actually do here though is, if you haven't before, to go get the Destruction Sphere treasure in the temple. We have that already of course, but there's still reasons to come back here. Thank you. The Cloister Trials start again. This time though, without a Destruction Sphere treasure to get, it's pretty quickly to go through, since we've already done it. When we go back to some of the other ones, they will be a little bit more complicated. I do like the music here though a lot, and I'm happy to get to hear it again. Ah, glyph. Is this the glyph sphere? No, this is the recess. I believe this is the Destruction Sphere glyph, right? No, the Besaid Sphere, okay. Which we then put here? Or no, that might... No, that's just glyphs it. No, there we go. No, not that way. The other way. One more. There we go. That little noise means temple complete. I remember once we came here the first time, we couldn't actually go inside past the Chamber of the Faith, but after all that's happened, we now can.
Sin is cursed. Sin prays. It curses its form. It prays for dissolution. Sin sees dreams of its own destruction. Sin is looking at us. We live in a fading echo of time left us by the Destroyer. Free him from you, Yevon. Free him. The faith that has become sin.
Yay, treasures. Them potions, though. Obviously, none of this stuff here is particularly important. In the non-international and, you know, remaster edition or whatever, you didn't have to fight Dark Valefor to get here. So coming back here was nice just to get a little bit of extra stuff. But ever since the European re-release of the game, all the way back in 2002, you pretty much had to defeat a Dark Aeon to come back here. So the rewards at that point were kind of immaterial since you were already strong enough to take him on. That said, I feel it's kind of fitting to come back to where we all were in the very beginning. There's a couple of more Dark Aeons we want to take out. In fact, as you might as well expect, there's one dark version of all the other Aeons that we have, including all the optional ones. Next up is Dark Ifrit, and then we're going to go to Dark Ixion and Dark Shiva. These are not super hard, but once we start stepping up a little bit, we will need to start finishing. Oh, hello. Alright, Titus. And Yuna. It is bizarre seeing Yuna hit for, you know, 100k, but there you go. Once we start facing the really tough Dark Aeons towards the end, we are probably going to end up having to level up a lot more accuracy and evasion, or tons of luck. Luck is a pain in the ass to level, but actually, do you have anything more to say, Luzu?
They say a flying ship gave Sin a good chase. Never let your guard down. Sin is the most evil of foes.
Yeah, well, we're working on it. The way statistics work, basically luck can make up for the lack of both the other two. However, it is much more painful to actually level up, because even though you have the luck spheres, you need to use actual fortune spheres to activate them. I think I mentioned this before. But that is it for Dark Valefor and Besaid Island. See you next time for Dark Ifrits. Goodbye.